Okay, this is some 200 warm-up. We're going to be doing a 200 take out of this transcript. Do 5 minutes at 200. We have Mr. Maynor for the plaintiff, Mr. Grisey for defense. Let's identify.
I am the attorney for the plaintiff, Mr. Maynor.
I am the witness.
I am the court.
I'm attorney for defense, Mr. Grisey.
In 15s, please.
And it's Mr. Maynor questioning for the record. Were there any cars on Lander where he made that turn that you noted?
There was traffic. It's a four-way roadway that's heavily traveled. There is traffic at 6 o'clock at night all over the place.
Where he entered onto Lander, were there any cars, let's say within 2 or 3 car lengths of him?
I just remember cars all over the place. I don't remember how close he got to any of those cars.
He went from southbound Lander to westbound Main?
Yes.
What is that there?
This is a stoplight here.
What was the speed as he went through that intersection?
He was increasing in speed. I would estimate no less than 50 as he went through that intersection.
Where did he continue next?
He continued south on Lander, at which time he made a left-hand turn onto 5th Street and headed south.
Now, to make that left turn onto 5th, did he have to cross through oncoming traffic on Lander?
Yes, there was a turn lane there.
Is it one of those little green arrows or something like that? How is it controlled if it is?
No, it has a center turn lane if you want to turn onto 5th Street.
But there's no,
Objection. Counsel is leading the witness repeatedly.
Yes, you are.
that's okay. I'm just trying to speed it up. Was there anything in particular about that maneuver that you noticed?
No,
What was the speed as he went into that corner?
he was increasing speed steadily while he was traveling south. As he went onto 5th Street, I estimate the speed again at no less than 50.
Was there anything distinctive about his driving pattern as he turned onto 5th?
It was just fast, still slowing down.
Any skidding or anything of that nature?
I don't remember.
Objection. Counsel is leading the witness.
Sustained.
The question suggests the answer. He is leading.
Did you notice whether or not his tires lost traction?
At that point, I don't remember.
Okay.
Did you tell us what the speed limit was on that particular area?
On 5th Street, I don't know what the speed limit is.
How about Lander?
How about Lander? It's 30.
Is Lander a residential neighborhood or other?
It's a part residential, part commercial,
And 5th, what kind of neighborhood is that?
all commercial.
Describe for us his route of travel after he hit 5th, please.
He continued on 5th Street south, and by this point, he'd gained some distance on us. But I saw his vehicle approach the intersection of F Street, and then I remember seeing his vehicle go in a 360 maneuver. It spun out. I saw the tires, the smoke from the tires up in the air, and by this time, I thought I was going to be able to gain some ground on him, but I wasn't. When I approached the intersection on F Street, I saw his vehicle again headed east on F Street.
Why don't you put a 6 where he did the 360?
Okay.
And then show us where he traveled after that.
Okay.
So he was able to regain control of the vehicle again?
After he spun out, yes.
And did you notice his speed after the 360-degree spin until the intersection of South 1st Street?
No, I did not. I didn't get a pace on him. I knew he was accelerating away from me, and I didn't get a chance to even look at my speedometer at that point.
What's the speed on that street?
On F Street, I don't have that available.
What kind of street is it?
Part residential, part commercial.
Would it be,
It would be, in my opinion, 30 miles an hour, but I don't have those facts.
do you have an opinion whether he was above or below it?
He was above it.
Is there a stop sign for his direction of travel on South 1st Street?
Yes.
Did he stop at it?
No, he didn't.
What did he do?
Again, as he made a turn.
You've got that diagram kind of, thank you.
As he made a right-hand turn from F Street onto South 1st Street, I saw his vehicle sort of fishtail, and I saw the smoke from the tires once again. Then I saw the vehicle continue south. I could not tell if it went into the opposite lane or not. I just saw the vehicle. It looked to me, it was fishtailing and losing control.
Okay. What did the car do next as it proceeded along South 1st?
At this point, as I came up to South 1st, I lost sight of the vehicle as I made my right-hand turn. But the thing that clued me into where I saw the vehicle again, I saw like the smoke from the tires up on, I believe I don't have the street name, it's I Street or H Street. I could look at my report to refresh my memory.
That won't be necessary. How far was this location that you saw the smoke? from the corner that you referred to, South First?
It's 1 block. We're now in the county area of Stanislaus.
And apart from the smoke that you referred to, did you see anything else then?
As I came up to the intersection, I put on my brakes, and now I came to a screeching halt. And I saw the vehicle at the dead end of I Street. I saw the vehicle doors open, and no one was around.
How far were you from the car when the doors were open when you first saw it?
When I first saw it, it's 1 block within the county when I saw it. So it was my opinion, 300 yards.
Was anybody else from your department involved in this chase that you know of?
Yes.
Who?
Officer Mejia was directly behind me during this entire chase. Okay, this will be some warm-up. This is actually from the 180 material, but we will do this at 210. So now we have Mr. Rupert for the people and Mr. Riddle for defense, and we're doing this in 14. So let's identify.
I am the attorney for the plaintiff, Mr. Rupert.
I'm the witness.
I am the court.
I am attorney for defense, Mr. Riddle.
We're ready?
The court for the record. Calling the case of the state of California versus Vincent Cruz. Are the people ready?
People are ready, Your Honor.
All right. In this matter, the defendant, Vincent Cruz, is charged with the violation of Section 11357 of the Health and Safety Code, possession of marijuana, a felony. The matter has been set for a preliminary examination at 2 o'clock. I'm ready to hear it. Who is your first witness?
Officer Hanson.
Step forward, please. Raise your right hand and be sworn.
I do.
You may be seated in the witness stand. Are you going to have any other witnesses in this case?
Only if necessary with reference to the Baltox, John Martin.
Only what?
Only John Martin if it's necessary.
Are you going to ask for an exclusion of witnesses?
The only other witness in the courtroom is this witness right here.
The only witness here, but there's another police officer that may be called.
We would ask that witness be excluded.
The court will exclude Officer Martin. Could you tell us your first name and your occupation, please?
My name is Robert Hanson. I'm a police officer for the city of Lodi.
All right, officer, were you so employed after midnight about 12:50 a.m. on October the 20th of last year?
Yes, sir, I was.
Were you on patrol at that time?
Yes, sir, I was.
Did something draw your attention to a Chevrolet vehicle?
Yes, I noticed the vehicle was southbound on School Street and that it didn't have current registration or tags on the license plate.
All right, what did you do?
I stopped the vehicle at approximately Lockford Street and I contacted the driver. It was a Richard Vasquez who was the driver of the vehicle.
All right, as you were contacting the driver, did you observe the defendant?
Yes, sir, he was in the front seat of the vehicle, passenger side.
And did something draw your attention to him?
Yes, sir, as I approached the vehicle, I noticed that he appeared to be handling some items or hiding something by the console.
I'll object to that, Your Honor.
You object to what?
I'll object to hiding something as a conclusion outside.
It's descriptive.
I'll sustain your objection. You're to describe what he was doing.
The subject was bent over and appeared to be looking back over his shoulder at me, and as I approached the vehicle, he was handling items in the console.
All right, and when you approached the driver, was the window to the vehicle open?
Yes, it was.
And did you note something about the inside of the vehicle?
Yeah, I could smell a strong odor of what appeared to be marijuana.
And you're familiar with the odor of the marijuana?
Yes, sir, I am.
In your duties as a police officer, you've smelled marijuana burning before?
Yes, sir, I have.
Did you observe something in the vehicle at the time you were at the driver's?
Yes, sir. I shined my flashlight into the vehicle, and Mr. Cruz had been handling these items that were in the console. I observed the ashtray, and there were hand-rolled cigarettes in the ashtray.
And what did you do then?
I asked all of the passengers in the vehicle and the driver to exit. Then I went into the vehicle for a closer look at what I believed was marijuana. After examining them, I found that they were roaches or marijuana butts. Those items are the items I had there out of the contents of the ashtray.
All right, and what did you do then when you observed these roaches?
I looked further in the vehicle and found some weapons. One was a slug shot, was a chain.
Would you describe it, please?
It was a chain with a leather thong on one end and a combination lock on the other.
Objection to all this is being irrelevant.
What's the relevancy of that?
I guess they weren't charged with it. However,
The driver of the vehicle was charged with it.
He's made an objection. He says it's irrelevant. What are you offering it for?
it was something found pursuant to the search after observing the marijuana roaches.
Well, I'll overrule the objection subject to a motion to strike. if it's not tied in.
Okay, and then on the other side of the console, on the passenger side of the console, I found the baggie in which the contents was identified as marijuana inside the baggie.
All right, may these two envelopes be marked for identification?
The first envelope will be marked People's Number 1 for identification, and the second envelope will be marked as People's Number 2 for identification.
Your Honor, while that's being marked, I don't mind the witness stating that something appears to be or appeared to be marijuana, but without an offer of proof as to having some sort of laboratory testing, I would object to him referring to the substance as marijuana.
Objection will be overruled.
All right, I'll show you first People's Exhibit Number 1 and ask if you can identify the contents of that plastic bag.
Yes, sir, these are the items that were taken out of the ashtray.
And some of the roaches are in that bag.
The numerous roaches that were in the ashtray, yes, sir.
All right, and I'll show you People's Exhibit Number 2 and ask you if you can identify the contents of that plastic bag.
Yes, sir, this is the baggie that I found by the console.
Now, this console you've described the defendant's motions as you were approaching the vehicle. Where was this People's Exhibit Number 2 in reference to the area where you observed?
Right in the area where the subject was handling these items. The console, it's a bucket. This Chevy has bucket seats. The console divides these two seats. On the passenger side, as I approached the vehicle, he had his hand in the console here and was moving stuff near the console. On the passenger side was where this baggie was stuck between the seat and the console.
All right, now you mentioned something about a test. Were you present when the contents of People's Exhibit Number 2 was checked into the Lodi Police Department?
Yes, sir, I was.
And did you observe such a test?
Yes, sir, I did.
Now, did you conduct it was a Valtox test, was it?
There was 2 tests run on it, yes. One was the Valtox test and the second...
Let's see now. You did not conduct the test, but you observed the test and the results of the test?
Yes, sir, I did.
And Officer John Martin conducted the test, the Valtox test of the material?
Yes, sir, he did.
And do you know?
It was shown to be marijuana.
All right. This occurred in Lodi, San Joaquin County on October the 20th.
Yes.
No further questions.
You may cross-examine.
First of all, about the test, Officer Johnson, by the way, how long have you been an officer at the Lodi Police Department?
I've been an officer for 1.5 years.
And have you had any narcotics training yourself outside of what's given at the police academy?
No, sir, no further training other than what was given to me at the academy.
Is that the academy located down there in Stanislaus County?
Modesto.
And what exactly did your training in narcotics activity include down there in Modesto?
We had gone through classes on it where it's been described, shown to us, and burned.
Well, did you spend much time down there in Modesto going over testing procedures, various types of testing procedures, to tell whether something is a particular type of narcotic or drug?
No, sir, I didn't.
Have you ever had any training from any laboratory or any other school or institution in regards to the testing procedures for various types of drugs?
No, sir, I haven't.
Then what type of test again was it that Officer Martin ran on the material?
He ran a Valtox test on it.
And are you personally familiar with the Valtox testing procedure?
No, sir, I'm not.
Then you're taking Officer Martin's word for what he said.
Yes, sir, and my observations of the items and the numerous times I've seen marijuana myself.
Okay, thank you. Now this exhibit number 1, this refers to all of the contents of the ashtray, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And in there you noticed gum wrappers, what appear to be filter cigarette butts and various debris.
Yes, sir.
And this is along with various matches, burnt matches.
Yes.
And then you have what you describe as being roaches, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, the roaches are, for the record, rolled up cigarette papers with contents of some sort.
Yes, sir.
That has been burned at least on one end, is that correct?
Correct.
And you found those in the ashtray itself?
In the ashtray on the console, yes, sir.
All right, now this console, officer, is this the kind of console that opens up and has space inside of it that you can keep things in and then you close the lid on it?
No, sir, it does not open up. Okay, so that's going to be from our 180. We're actually going to start the take on page 9. We'll do a little bit more warm up. Please start our take. Okay. Let's go to the 12-minute mark. Just a couple more minutes. We'll start on page 15, line 12. Farley. Okay, we'll do some 14s.